Welcome back to Desert Dynasty. I'm your host, Rick, and I'm with Adam and Suffa. We're a bunch of boys who love talking about Arizona Cardinals football. And let's break it down with you this week. This week, all smiles on board with Ruben Bain at the NFL draft. Combine. Ruben Bain might be the best freaking defensive end what we know in this draft. Is Monti Ossenfort going defense yet again in another first round? Or are we going to go for offensive tackle? We're going to break down everything you guys need to know that we think is going to happen in the next coming weeks. So how you guys doing? How you boys doing?
Let's go. Welcome back. Desert Dynasty. Adam, dude, I don't know about this week, but something tells me, man, that the Arizona Cardinals are going to draft Ruben Bain. And call me a fanboy. Call me a D writer, okay? I don't want to say it because of our Mormon listeners, you know what I mean? Give me Ruben Bain, okay? He is a monster. Brother is on the edge on Miami and literally almost won the game against the undefeated Fernando Mendoza Indiana Hoosiers. So I'm obsessed with him. I've been saying it. I preached it, for weeks now. And now that the Arizona Cardinals are smiling in the interview, cheesing across, like, dude, does that just say that we're drafting him? I don't know. But what do you guys think?
I don't know. I feel like the Jets are have a hard on with Ruben Bain. I mean, I would if I was the Jets because you don't have anybody on pass rush. But I really like Ruben Bain. I think there's still a lot of talent out there for us to interview and look at number 3 or even trading down a couple of picks. I still have the vibes. I want to trade down at least like 3 or 4 picks. That way we can get more draft capital. But I mean, I would not be mad at all for Ruben Bain. He is an amazing talent. I'm hoping with the measurables at this combine, we can see what we already know about him,
Oh yeah. And
absolutely.
sorry, I was gonna hand the keys Adam. He has the outline for today and yeah, we're gonna get going. So
absolutely. I know you guys are it's okay. Yeah. We're all hyped about Ruben Bain. Man, if we get Ruben Bain, I mean, we can't go wrong with that pick. It doesn't matter where we select him. 3, 9, whatever happens. If we get Ruben Bain, we're locked in. So with that being said, though, listeners, you got to wait a little bit to hear about that. Because first and foremost, we're going to go over some Kyler Murray information right now. There's a lot of updates with Kyler Murray right now. First and foremost, Ossenfort is saying that he has great dialogue with Kyler Murray, but ESPN's Josh Weinfuss cites that an unknown source, actually reportedly close to Kyler Murray, is saying they haven't talked all offseason. Not once. Not once. So
I think I saw that too.
Right away, we know that Kyler Murray's not staying with the Cardinals. It's not an option. LaFleur's not like, oh, maybe I can work with him. It's not happening. So
I think the crazy thing about Kyler Murray not having that communication is because we had the soft benching of him mid-season last year when we obviously needed him. So I feel like in that sense, we as Cardinals fans should know that we're moving on from him and have known for a while. I just feel like the casuals think that we're going to keep him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw a take on Bickley Murata. They were saying, was it a mistake to bench Kyler instead of trying to win those games when he was healthy towards the back half of the end of that season? One, would it have saved Jonathan Gannon's job if they won those games with Kyler as a starter? And 2, would it have gave Kyler more of a trade value target because you're showing exactly what you got? When we soft benched him, it's kind of scary. He sat out 12 games. That's not very no one wants to trade for that because was he really hurt? I'm thinking the GMs know that, it was a soft benching, but you know what I mean. It's crazy.
I even heard that they were trying to do trades mid-season or before the trade deadline last year. During the season, and no one wanted to bite. So I feel like all the GMs have an understanding. Hey, Cardinals QB's up for grabs if you have some kind
if
of
you're patient
value.
Too. I think a lot of GMs know the salary complications with Kyler Murray, and they know that Bidwill and Ossenfort aren't going to wait past that March deadline where his guaranteed money kicks in, and he's going to ultimately be released. So it really comes down to a free agency game at that point. And if you're comfortable with your GM, your staff, your team to say, hey, let's bring Kyler in, he's going to be happy over here and he's going to want to come here, then I don't have to trade for him because I already know the Cardinals are going to release him. If you're scared that he's not going to come to you in free agency, that's the only suitors that I would see that would actually trade for Kyler Murray.
Like the Jets.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Just like, I mean, Junior just said it. The Jets are one of those options. There's 5 teams interested in him right now: Vikings, Jets, Steelers, Dolphins, and Falcons. There's probably 3 of them that he wouldn't want to go to. I'm going to say Jets. I'm going to say Jets, Dolphins, Falcons. I don't think he would want to go to the Falcons just because Stefanski. He's going to be in the same kind of offensive system. So Jets are the Jets. And then Dolphins just because they're a shit show.
Yeah.
So now you mentioned the league year, right? So the official date. So they're saying we would owe him $19.5 million if after March 16th, which is the 5th day of the league year, we haven't traded or released him. So I feel like that's our deadline, boys. I know before it was what was it, March 13th?
Yeah, we were thinking combine after combine.
Oh, but that's when the guarantees go higher, right?
Yeah.
If you wait,
that's when we guarantee him more money. So with that being said, with what Ossenfort is saying, and with the people who are rumored to essentially want Kyler Murray via trade or definitely by release, has his trade value diminished at all because of the comments about Ossenfort, but then this article by ESPN?
I didn't hear. What did Ossenfort say about Kyler?
He's been saying he's been having great dialogue with Kyler Murray all
offseason. Basically lying through his ass.
Yeah. Which everybody thought he might have been doing, but now it's confirmed
now
that
we know
that's
for
what
sure.
he's doing. So
I don't know. That definitely,
do we trust it?
Yeah, that definitely drops his trade value a little bit because then you can see the Cardinals are desperate. I mean, you're lying through your teeth saying you're communicating with this quarterback, that you're happy to have him on board, whatever you're trying to say. The smokescreen has been diminished. And so that trade value, everyone sees through the smoke and is like, oh, Cardinals really will take anything for him. So Jets are probably just like, we'll wait till like after like close to the deadline and then probably give him a 6 or something and see if we can get Kyler, because that'd be the only way Kyler would go to these, like Adam said, bad teams. So yeah, I would think that right now it's pretty all-time low for trying to get Kyler for good value.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that all the teams around the NFL aren't stupid. And I think rarely do smoke screens actually work. Just because there's so many leaks and stuff like that. I feel like everyone knows that we're not going to have Kyler next season. That's kind of obvious. And for you to play the card of oh, I like our QB room. We have Kyler Murray, Keaton Slovis, and Jacoby Brissett under contract. Like everything's on the table. No, it's not. Stop lying. That's bullshit. Like we know you're trying to trade Kyler, and if you don't, like we've said last week, that's low key a fireable offense
too.
You know what I mean? And it sucks that I don't think we're gonna get anything for him. But if you were a wheeling and dealing GM like Steve Keim, you're gonna get something for Kyler. But
well, with that being said, I mean, you kind of answered, I suppose, your take on this. You don't think we're going to get anything out of him, but out of the 5 teams we mentioned, the Jets, Vikings, Falcons, Steelers, and Dolphins, which one would be a quarterback needy team that would offer that trade for him?
Like Rick said, I think that the closer we get to that 5th day league year in March 13th, teams are going to get hungry and they're going to get, especially if they haven't made any deals yet. And it's after combine too, so how everyone did at the combine. You know who you want to draft, and let's be honest, this draft is a 1 QB draft, so there's not going to be many quarterbacks that are going to be like, oh, I feel confident about drafting this guy.
Getting him,
he's our guy. No, there's no way. The only person that's going to be confident with getting a quarterback is the Raiders. So I really think the closer we get to the deadline, teams could get hungry and pull the trigger, but a lot of it, in my opinion, I think the Jets are going to cut their losses and say, I'm not going to sign a quarterback to X amount of money, because they are in a kind of rebuild mode. They're not in a win now mode. So I think the teams that trade for a quarterback are the teams that are in a win now mode, like the Cardinals.
And the Vikings and Steelers are definitely going to sit back because they have good organizations, they have good coaching, and they're going to be like, we'll see where Kyler falls, and if we're not Kyler, we can pivot off of that, and so
Mm-hmm.
and they know that they're a valuable destination, so they're like, yeah, come to us. We're not
100%.
going to overextend to grab you when you'll come to us if you get released.
Yeah.
But I'm
Minnesota
hoping,
versus all these other teams, like you're gonna go there. Come on, bro.
And a stack
and
on
Kyler's
top
favorite
of
team.
the Vikings. They just fired their GM. The last thing their new GM wants to do is trade for a
Is
quarterback
take a
and have
shot.
him not work out.
Yes, you're
So
right.
I
Didn't think
think
about
that
that.
definitely takes the Vikings out of the sweepstakes for him, which is perfectly fine. It is what it is. Regardless, we want him to do good at another team. It just kind of sucks the predicament that we're in as Cardinals fans. So
Yeah.
with that being said, though, boys, with all the uncertainty around Kyler Murray, the communication questions, contract dates, possible trade partners, all that stuff, right? That brings us right to the person that we were talking about at the start, Monty Ossenfort, sorry, and the biggest offseason of his career. Okay, first and foremost, key extensions coming up. We talked about three phases, right? Your own team, free agency, and the draft. Okay, first and
Yeah,
foremost, Michael Wilson's eligible for an extension. Do we sign
Paris
him
Johnson.
before he has like another career year,
Oh yeah.
or sign him to an extension? So we need to do it this offseason.
In my opinion, yes, lock it down because you have other receivers that are coming on those type of contract years like JSN and I can't remember there's another one, but JSN's going to command a higher contract than Justin
Oh yeah,
Jefferson, which is crazy to think about because
Mm-hmm.
JSN isn't Justin Jefferson, but he
yeah.
did help the team make
Win
a
the
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl.
win a Super
Yeah,
Bowl. But in my opinion, Jay Jettas is better. And Michael Wilson, while he doesn't have the resume as those dudes guys have, he still can command that kind of money because of what he
the
can
What he
bring to the
did.
table. So
necessities.
sign him this
Yeah,
offseason so that it's not next offseason and it's even more, if that makes sense.
yeah. Because if let's say Michael Wilson gets another 1,000-yard season next year with a piece of shit quarterback, oh man, he's going to be go through the roof with this contract extension. It'd be like we're trying to pay number one right out, and I'm like, dude, like we know you're top 10 talent, maybe even top 15, so we want to pay you a little less, even though we love him. You know what I mean? We don't want to like overextend ourselves
Hmm.
and put ourselves in debt, especially since we have not only Michael Wilson, but a year later we would be trying to be in
Marvin.
talks with Marvin Harrison. So it'd be behooving, or I don't even know the word, but it would be like needed for us to sign him an extension early, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like what we did with Trey McBride. Trey's got a
Hmm.
good contract, and it's not the most in the NFL. So
I'm glad that you made the point about Trey McBride because the first season that we saw he was crazy, we signed him to the extension he deserved, and so I think
mm-hmm,
that's what we need to do with Michael Wilson. But instead, unlike Trey McBride being the highest paid tight end, Michael Wilson won't be the highest paid receiver. I think financially,
mm-hmm.
this is a good move for us to re-sign him this year to a contract extension and kind of go from there. The next person we
and I,
have. Oh, go
oh
ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say, is Michael Wilson the same draft as Paris Johnson, or was that a different draft?
It
It
might
was
have been.
Paris Johnson was the first year, right? Because that's when we drafted Michael
Yeah.
Wilson, first year Austin Fort. So yeah.
Okay. So I do know, I have a good feeling that they're just going to pick up the 5th year for him since he
Hmm.
was a first rounder, right? So yeah, we wouldn't need to give him a contract extension this year, but we could give him the 5th-year option, and then
You're
after
You
saying
talking
next
about
year
Wilson?
do
for
extension for Paris. For
Well,
Paris
that was actually my next
Johnson.
question. Paris Johnson has either the 5th year option or lock him down now for the contract extension, lock down or left or right tackle, depending on how we go in this draft.
I would
Wink,
think
wink.
to be safe. Yeah, I would think to be safe, pick up the 5-year, the 5th-year
Yeah.
option, and then see how he does again in another season
Yeah.
before you get the extension.
Because he wasn't like Michael Wilson where he was like, dude, this
Mm-mm.
guy's motherfucking beast.
He
He
is
Yeah.
good
really,
though.
he is.
He
I
is
love
good.
Paris, but he didn't have a contract year, as they would call it. He just had a
Yeah.
normal year, and he was injured for like a couple games at
The
the end.
half,
So
yeah, the back
yeah,
Yeah.
half.
I don't think this is like him and who is the other guy that we did a 5th year with? He's our outside linebacker. Um,
Zaven.
Zaven Collins. Yeah, I want to say he's like on the verge of how Zaven Collins was, where it's like, oh, are we going to re-sign him? I think we'll re-sign him regardless. But this year, just financially with where we're at and just how he did last year, I think a 5th-year option is the best. I forget the dollar amount, but I know he would be paid the 12th or 13th highest right tackle or left tackle in the league, which that's a bargain for Paris Johnson, I think. So,
oh yeah. I think Terrace is going to be top 5. In my opinion, left tackles in the league in the coming years. To be honest,
exactly. Yeah. Honestly, I love that LaFleur's here because I think he's going to push the coaches like Gannon didn't on the offensive side of the ball to make them better, and I think that's only going to help Paris Johnson, which will be great. And then this does lead me to one more person. I was high on trade speculation for him last year at the deadline, but this year he's actually a free agent now, heading into the offseason. Jalen Thompson. So
re-sign,
can we
100%.
Replace him, or do we need to re-sign him?
Re-sign 100%.
No.
Re-sign.
Oh, yeah, so
I'll go first. Re-sign him 100%. He is invaluable when it comes to the Cardinals defense. He's able to fill when injuries happen, and he's just an insane safety. I know we have Rabbit, but JT is just so good. I don't know what he's going to command in free agency.
12.5.
Probably a decent amount. 12.5. I don't know. I love him. It sucks to see him go, but I would understand if he goes.
Well, I was going to say, if he tests free agency, he's probably going to go because safety is such a high sought after position, especially since if he's like top tier, which he is, and it sucks because we're going to keep Buddha just because he's the face of the franchise.
He's under contract
even though he is, but I was going to say, even though in my opinion, I think JT is better right now than Buddha.
Better coverage.
Yeah, and so in that sense, I would re-sign JT and maybe put Boot on the back burner for the next year after his contract's up. That way we can have JT for the next, three years,
Taylor.
and Taylor, right,
bro? Dude,
so that would be the big reason
JT leave, bro.
Yeah, because if we have JT and then Buddha, but Buddha's on his back half, then we would only have Taylor Demerson.
I know everyone's saying
once
that.
Buddha retires,
like, hey, let's we have Buddha and Rabbit. Nah, dude, Buddha's on the back half of his career. Like, we want JT while he's still in his prime, and he is.
And safeties don't get drafted high, but if you look at their draft position and then how they do in the league, it never correlates ever. Buddha Baker was a 2nd-round draft pick. Our Demerson guy, wasn't he like a 4th or 5th rounder? Like, you just never
5th rounder, and then JT was a 5th compensatory pick.
And the reason why I say that is because this year there's a lot of safeties that people are saying, hey, this guy can be really good in the league.
Caleb Downs.
So this might be exactly.
Get out of here.
So hey, he's insane. He's insane.
He's
good. But this is a year where we can get another safety in the 5th round and then do exactly what you guys say. We can have Buddha Baker. Well, we can have Buddha Baker. We can re-sign JT, and then Buddha Baker or JT could be a trade ship next year. Whoever has a great year this year, you got to trade the other and hope and keep that other guy blossoms, right? And same thing with Demerson. That'll be just stockpile players, right? It's better to have more than less. And right now, in a lot of positions, we have less. So eventually, you got to get players to use as trade chips later on as well. Which kind of sounds bad to say that now that I'm hearing myself, but it's the reality of it, So
it's a business, and you're really only going to keep the elite. So I'm excited about this draft because for once in our whole forever, we don't need to draft a corner. It's not like I'm in love with our cornerbacks, but I know we have them. You got Will Johnson, you got Max Melton, you got who are the other ones? Burke, Elijah Melton. Jones, Max Melton. So you got 5 or 6 guys that are young studs that can show that they keep growing. And so now we don't have to focus on that in this draft. We could focus on, like Adam said, the safeties, the D linemen, the O linemen, all these other elite areas for once in our lives, because we've always been like, we need a corner.
Yeah.
And so this year is definitely not the year.
Well, once we drafted
I'm
Will
excited about that.
Johnson, like we said ad nauseum last season, is like none of us thought we'd get him. He fell to us, and then we got him. He's like, we got Will Johnson and we got Walter Nolan. Like, dude, Dunskies. Cardinals are winning the NFC West.
And now look at us. Damn.
Now look at us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly, okay, if like let's just say play a fun scenario. If Josh Allen was a Cardinal, do you think we're a Super Bowl team?
Yes.
Yeah, so
because
I feel like
we're so close.
We're so
all we
close.
have to do in this draft is stockpile our offensive line, and we can make a couple trades. Just do what the Bears did, and then we would be
exactly.
We'd be there. Like,
yeah,
this is what I was saying last week to Adam, and he didn't want to believe me, bro. Our team is good, and I think we're gonna get a quarterback, and I think we're gonna compete next year. That's why I think we can win 8 to 9 games. I believe it, bro.
And that's
the thing.
That's 500.
Yeah. If I have Josh Allen, I know what he brings, and he's just going to make shit happen because he's Josh Allen. If I bring Malik Willis, I don't know what we have. If I bring Jacoby Brissett next year, who knows?
We definitely know.
I mean,
we definitely know.
It depends.
2 games.
You have to surround him. I think we'll
different,
win more than 3,
different offensive coordinator,
but maybe 4. Like that's it. Like crazy. So, but regardless, I mean,
well, I think
there's nobody like
we
Josh
can
Allen,
sign.
So.
No.
Yeah.
If we could sign Malik Willis in free agency, the Cardinals have a lot of more going into the season. Not only because Matt LaFleur developed him, he's coming to his brother's team. Yeah. And I don't know if y'all remember, but we hired Matt Schaub, dog. A Pro Bowler, two-time Pro Bowler quarterback from the Falcons. And everybody wanted him. Apparently, Shanahan wanted to hire him as their quarterbacks coach.
Okay.
And he said no because he's very close with Matt LaFleur.
With Mike.
And Matt referred him over to Mike.
Nice.
So that's another reason why having Matt on our side.
Matt is the clutchest. He's the clutchest quarterback or coach ever, dude.
Yeah.
So we are able to love is important. Brotherly love is important, boys. Well,
and that's
I'm
why
glad
why do you think the freaking Harbaugh brothers were so successful in the league? They help each other, and they know exactly what's going on.
And
They're great
the same
coaches.
Situation. Their dad, I believe, coached in the league or coached somewhere else too. So that all like intertwined together. I mean, great minds think alike, right? And family, you think alike because you grow up in that situation. So.
It's actually bringing a lot of juice and like excitement in the Cardinal community because for once we have a coach that has some kind of history that we can look at. I mean, he was never head coach, but he's a young prodigy. And I'm hoping could be the next, like Bears turnaround where Cardinals were bad and now we're going to be like an it factor team or a scary team because we have a good offensive mind.
Well, it's funny because people keep overlooking Mike LaFleur as the OC at the Jets when the Jets were actually decent and they were actually competing, and he was their OC. And I remember when he was winning games with Zach Wilson and what's the other guy that was back up there? Adam, you told me about the story.
Mike White.
And they were actually doing Mike White, bro. I don't even remember that guy, and he's winning games with Mike White, bro.
He went to the Dolphins as a backup.
That just gives me confidence that like Mike LaFleur is going to do really well with whatever free agent we pick up, but I'm hoping that's Malik Willis, and I know that that's going to be pretty successful. He's shown, I know it's a very small sample size, but he has shown that he can throw the ball downfield really well, and he's smart with the ball. He doesn't turn it over. That's all we fucking need. That's all the Cardinals needed last season. So
now, this is actually the second part, right? Like Ossenfort has to hit on his quarterback. This year, if you want to be at least decent next year, you have to hit on the quarterback or not do the quarterback situation at all and just fucking sink this year. Obviously, none of us want that, and we hope he doesn't take that route.
Ossenfort would lose his job if he did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he's really going to go in this year. So I kind of pinpointed a few different options that he might have. First and foremost, I'm going to name the shitty option. Okay, there's speculation we might trade for Spencer Rattler. I think that's the worst option on planet Earth. If you do it, I'm a Lions fan. Now, you could ride Jacoby Brissett and draft a project quarterback. I kind of like that option.
Drew Aller.
Thank you. Yes, sir. And now I like your guys' option of signing Malik Willis to a $30 million contract. And I was kind of talking to Sefa about this a little bit. Is I didn't really think about this. If we sign him at 35 million, which is what he's projected right now, over 30 million, which we thought last week, that's way cheaper. Kyler Murray makes like 56 million a year. So if you
So
think
we're
about it, that's a
cutting in half.
steal if he's really
he pans
good.
out.
Just as good.
Now, it's also, and I was telling Sefa this too, is that we can get rid of him a lot easier than a Kyler Murray. It's not as big of a cap hit as a Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson, these top tier quarterbacks, because I mean, we got them for 65% of the price, and they're only going to get pricier. So,
I was gonna say a bunch of people are like in the comments for the trolls, like Malik Willis is ass. Malik Willis is injury prone. Well, who do you want to trot out there, dude? Jacoby Brissett we saw for half the season last year, and even though some games were close, we couldn't win games. And so that's the juice that I feel like Malik Willis brings to the team, is that if playing well and on point, and with Mike LaFleur's offense, I honestly think he gives us a better chance to be competitive, and that's all we can ask for. We're not trying to be Sam Darnold type signing, because there is none this year for those free agents. So, like, you look at the NFC West, you got MVP Stafford, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl winner. You got Brock Purdy, who's amazing, got signed one of the top QB contracts in the league, and Super Bowl experience. You have to bring out a quarterback to compete, especially in this division. So if we bring out Jacoby Brissett, like Adam said, we're not filling out seats. We're going to be the saddest team in the NFC West and in the league next year. But Ossenfort doesn't want that, because he would get fired. he will if he did that. So yeah, that's the reason why I would say to you trolls, Malik Willis needs to be on our team.
Now, do you want to hear something that I think, I mentioned it before, I think last week, I think this would save his job? Trade for CJ Stroud.
What are you giving up
right now?
A first year next year and Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, that's not
bad. And the third overall?
Third overall?
No, not the third overall.
So we get to keep
because we still have to develop this year. That means they don't believe in CJ Stroud, but they know this is a shitty quarterback year.
And
they've already got people signed to a long year deal. So they'll get the quarterback of their future next year and have to try to restart, but they have Jacoby Brissett to try to win them games this year.
Well, it would be Davis Mills. He won them games when
Davis Mills is low-key crazy too.
And remember, CJ Stroud got hurt and Davis Mills was winning games, and they're like, who should start?
So maybe we don't give them Jacoby Brissett. He'll be our backup, but then who do we give them? Because they're going to need something else. It's either going to be another draft pick, not a day one pick. But
it would definitely be
a pairing like a decent defensive player, or they don't need anyone on defense. They need someone on offense.
No, offense. It would be definitely tough to swindle. But all I would say is right now would probably be the best time to trade for Stroud, especially after that 5-pick game loss. Because if let's say next year they don't trade him and he goes back to normal form, we wouldn't be able to ever.
It's funny how everyone's like, I've been shitting on CJ Stroud since his freshman year when he was going crazy at the Texans, and I've always been like, dude, it was one season, calm down, and look at the fall off. It's been consistent. So I'm a little smart.
So you wouldn't want to trade. You wouldn't want Stroud.
But that being said, thanks, Rick. I'd be happy we had CJ Stroud. All right. I'm a little biased. He would be a great quarterback in our system for sure.
Yeah.
I think our tight end situation and Michael Wilson and hopefully MHJ would feast with a good quarterback.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I was thinking as well. That's why I kind of mentioned it. I hope it happens. That's best case scenario for us, I think. But our second option would be Malik Willis. Malik Willis. But that's if he's good. Otherwise, I could kind of screw us for the next 2-3 years. So with that being said, obviously major decisions for Monti Ossenfort, extensions, quarterback direction, all that stuff, right? But it does make the combine even more important. So let's go ahead, get in some of the interviews that we actually had at the combine today out of Indy. first and foremost, right? It's out of Indy this year, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always at
Such
Indy.
It's always
nostalgic.
an
Okay.
Indy, every year.
So,
Yeah.
first and foremost, Arvell Reese, we like him, right? He's an Ohio State player, outside linebacker,
Well,
edge, outside linebacker, but
we don't like him. We don't like him.
well, but I like him, but he reminds me of Isaiah Simmons because
I was gonna say
plays
that.
a lot of positions. So it's like, how good are you
Swiss
going to
Army
be in the
knife
NFL? Are you
2.0.
are you great at this, or are you amazing? Like I want you to be amazing at one thing.
And after we've already been through the Isaiah Simmons
I'm scared of
simulation
it.
experience,
I'm
I don't want to
terrified.
do it again.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'd rather just go to the guy who's played one position.
Yeah, I'm
and
biased
is
because
elite
I
at it.
love Ohio State, but
Right.
I don't want to draft him. I don't. I hope he does good.
I
don't
mean,
wanna draft
if we
him.
were drafting anyone from Ohio State, it'd be Caleb Downs.
Oh, he's going to be insane. Oh my god.
He's going to be insane.
But we don't need,
but we
right?
don't need
I don't
safety.
know.
So that's what I'm saying. We're not going to draft anyone else from Ohio State.
The only reason
do
why we
think-
would draft him is if we trade Buddha, which isn't happening.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, we're not getting Caleb Downs ever. Like, it's not going to happen. But I do think, like you were saying, Adam, for draft purposes, that the Cardinals have two options. Okay, we can either draft a blue chip edge rusher, aka Ruben Bain or David Bailey, or we can draft one of the top two right tackles, or call them tackles,
Spencer Fano
or
Francis
Mauigoa. Those are the two main options I see the Cardinals moving. Now, what would I do? Honestly, if Bain's available at 3, I'm taking him. But if Jets take Bain, then I'm taking Francis Mauigoa. Like, there's no question. I'm happy with that pick at 3. But what do you guys think?
And do you think the offensive tackles are going top 10 this year, or
yes,
top 10?
Like those two guys?
Exactly,
top 2.
10. Yeah. And it's funny because every year everybody mocks these tackles to 15,
go so late,
16, and they always go top 10. Kelvin Banks Jr. wasn't a top 10 pick until the draft,
and he was
night,
8 or something.
And he was drafted 8. And I can't remember, there was another tackle that we thought was going to go lower, or Tyler Booker was a guard. We thought he was going to go lower, and he got drafted.
Goes 9 or something.
Yeah, top 10. So it's like people always overvalue these offensive linemen, and they always go high because they're elite. It's an elite position. Yeah.
I would say I really like Francis Mauigoa.
Yeah.
He's Polynesian.
He is really good.
He's 6'6". The only thing I'm a little concerned about, and I want to see in this combine, is his arm length. Because then
his comp is Penei Sewell.
Yeah, well, I really love him. I watched his highlights. He plays aggressively.
Give me that.
He pancakes.
I watched his highlights. Don't you worry.
He pushes kids off the line, and he finishes blocks. He's the reason why the run game on Miami was insane. And then on top of that, he's got a good kick step. I watched it from the lineman's point of view, and his kick step's elite. I think the only thing his problem is he gets overextended because he wants to hit people, and so but with the good O-line coach, he's going to learn that easy. And so that's why I would say let's go right tackle, especially since Jonah Williams.
Who he should converse with that would take him to the next level with that? Trent Williams, bro. Trent Williams. Go. Let's draft him, and then have, no matter how next season goes, go train with Trent Williams for an off season and just watch him become an all-pro tackle for the rest of his career.
Imagine this: if we draft Francis Mauigoa and then we sign Trent Williams in free agency, and then we have
him learn under Trent. Well, if we draft him, I'm pretty sure he's starting, right? Has to.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
but it would be him in Paris though for the next decade, and I'd be smooth sailing on the O line for once as a Cardinal fan, bro.
Well, with that being said, I mean, there was a few other people we did interview. Josiah Trotter, his dad played for the Eagles, middle linebacker. He was really good. He is a good middle linebacker. Not in the first. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
We did interview him. Sometimes you try to smoke screen too, and he'll be a day 2 pick regardless. He's
the only
good,
middles that
I don't think
like
we should need him.
Jacob Rodriguez, bro.
There's a lot of good middle linebackers in this draft.
Isn't he like a 4th, 5th round?
There's like 5 or 6
projection.
Yeah, he is. Jacob Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
He's projected to go. He bounces around between 79 and like 84. So what is that? A third rounder? So
yeah, that's pretty high.
But
I was gonna say, what did you guys think about?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Adam.
No, you go
I was gonna
ahead.
say, what do you guys think about that David Bailey guy out of Texas Tech? He's an edge rusher.
Well, that was the other guy, along with Ruben Bain, that we interviewed today. So David Bailey, just give you a couple stats, and I'm gonna compare him to Ruben Bain. Okay, just the two most important stats: sacks and tackles for loss. David Bailey had 14.5 sacks. Ruben Bain had 9.5. Ruben Bain had 15.5 TFLs. David Bailey had 19.5 tackles for loss. That's insane.
Let me put some stats behind
insane.
the stats, right? Because you can't always quantify a great player by what they do. Look at Calais Campbell this past season or in his career, right? You can be a disruptive force in the football game without getting sacks. Look at the other dude from Micah Parsons when he was with Dallas, this past season with Green Bay, they just double team him and he just can't get back there. But that being said, David Bailey is insane.
He's a monster,
and I wouldn't be mad at it. There was one mock draft I saw. We got David Bailey traded down and traded back into the first round with the capital we got for trading down. We got David Bailey at 5, I believe, and then we traded back up and landed Fano. And I was like, bro, that's all we need. Spencer Fano and David Bailey, I'd be happy for that.
Yeah, that was the PHNX draft last week, I think. And I think David Bailey, I watched his highlights. He's so fast. Reminds me of Micah Parsons' closing speed. Like the quarterback's so far away from him and he just gets there and sacks him.
Bro's Josh Sweat 2.0, to be honest.
He's really good. I think this thing that scares me about getting David Bailey is people are saying the Big 12 doesn't have really good talent. So was his stats a little what do you call it? Stat padded or inflated because of that. But you'll see at the combine, whatever he does and his speed. But tape doesn't lie, dude. He was everywhere. Like Adam said, his TFLs were insane and there was everywhere.
Crazy.
So
nose for the ball, you can't teach that, bro. Yeah. Wait, we beat them though. We beat them.
But he still almost won the game for them. Almost, yeah.
Hey, this is what I will say, okay? Now, this is the part I was really looking at as well, is who did they interview with besides us? Ruben Bain also interviewed with the Saints and the Titans. Now, the Saints and my mock drafts, if you guys haven't seen that, I've shared them with you. We trade back with them a lot. That is a potential option. Okay.
Are they at 8 or something? Or where were they
at? 8, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're at 8.
Did the Jets
they're still in the top
Ruben
10.
Bain?
No, they did not, which is crazy.
Whoa.
Thank God.
So Ruben will be on the board.
David Bailey, is projected obviously to go a little bit lower, but this kind of reaffirmed that is they also David Bailey interviewed with the Chiefs, Bengals, Jets, and the Titans. So do the Jets like him a lot?
So if we trade back to the Saints, they're gonna pick up David Bailey.
Or what if the Jets pick up David Bailey at 2?
And then what if they pick him up at 2? Even if we don't get Bain, that means that trade pick is going to be worth so much money.
So much more.
It's going to be insane.
I remember in the mock draft last week of PHNX, they ended up getting 2 seconds or something like that for that pick, and trading down for 5. They only moved down 3 spots.
Yeah, remember it was 2 seconds and a future first.
Exactly. And this is the draft that we need to load up, especially if we hit on a quarterback in free agency or trade for CJ Stroud. You can load up and just be ready to rock and roll next year, to be honest, if you hit this draft.
Who knows, we could even, if we really love the picks, we could trade back in with that much.
Exactly.
Imagine if we can land a top edge rusher and a tackle, dream come true, bro.
We're locked in.
That's all we needed. Yeah, that's all we needed.
Now, I will say, I would like to, if we go edge rusher in the first, I want to trade back in to get that Penn State guard, because I think this is a deep tackle class, and we can still, we have the second pick in the second round. We can get a tackle with that pick. So, but that guard, he's not going to go outside of the top 12, I think, which is going to be the toughest part to get him. So,
dang.
Well, what if we draft Ruben Bain 3? And then we don't trade back into the first. And then at 34, we end up landing Max Iomancho or whatever from ASU. That'd be
the tackle.
The right tackle.
He's the tackle. Yeah.
I thought
that's exactly
his
what I'm saying.
performance. I was gonna say I thought his performance in the Senior Bowl made him move up towards
It did.
late
it
first
made him
round.
become a second rounder. He was projected lower, late second.
So now he's a late first, early second pick.
Okay.
So if we picked him up at 34, it wouldn't be a reach. It would just be a normal. They think that he's going to go there. I think a team's going to reach on him in the first.
Yeah,
personally,
for sure.
But I hope that'd be crazy if we did that.
There are a lot of tackles.
Then we'd still get the tackle
draft.
and edge rusher.
There is a lot of tackles. Yeah.
I haven't seen so much of Ruben Bain, but Cepha said he watched a couple games on him, and I trust his intuition on like how much talent they got. But Ruben Bain's been good since high school, and he's won multiple state championships. He's always been the spotlight of his teams, and he said, and he's from Miami. He's like, oh, we're gonna bring Miami, a chip, and they went to the ship with no one even thought they would be that good.
What's funny is
that's the type of energy you want.
Their head coach, he talked to the media and he said, after the season, after losing, he said there was two people on this team that helped us get here, Francis Malyoga and Ruben Bain. Both of those leaders, without them, this team wouldn't be what we are.
So, which is like the characters.
Exactly.
Leader of
and
the
it's like
room.
bring that to Arizona, bro. And I'm like I said, I'm happy with Malyoga as well. Both those guys is going to transform this Cardinals team.
It's like saying, what do you like better, brownies or chocolate cake? It's like they're both great.
They're both
right?
great.
So,
exactly. They're both going to impact your team. It's going to benefit your team.
Yeah.
They're both
so what side of the ball do you want to develop first? That's really the question for this
I know
front office.
Yeah, and I know Cepha is definitely more defensive, but I just really want to shore up that O-line, man.
I would not be mad at all if we got Malyoga, though. Like, I'd be very happy. And,
I'm happy with either pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I don't want is to not get one of them. That's going to be depressing.
That would be depressing.
And the only way I'd be happy is if the situation was like PHNX, where we ended up with David Bailey and Spencer Fano. I'd be like, all right, I'm happy.
But
if we don't get one of those guys, Ruben Bain or Francis, everyone is saying it's going to be insane if we got Francis because it's like Paris, France. Because
that's so cool.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Hey, well, with that being said, boys, we're going to transition out of this a little bit. Just kind of go over the draft strategy of Ossenfort. I'm just going to kind of list a few things, and then we're going to kind of dive into a few players that you guys want to watch at the Combine to see how their draft stock maybe improves or does not. And then we'll kind of go to burnout after that. So with that being said, Cardinals draft strategy under Ossenfort, okay, first and foremost, he does not like schools outside of the Power Four. He doesn't draft them. He's only had 4 players drafted out of our 28 draft picks or something like that.
Yep.
And they're all late round draft picks. They're just like flyers. So we have drafted 4 Ohio State players, and they're all good. They all start for us, so that's fantastic. Yeah. He does at least always have one high risk, high reward player each draft. Walter Nolan last year, everybody flagged him for the love of the game, passion thing, right? And then 3 players due to injury: Will Johnson, Garrett Williams, Michael Wilson, all because of injury history.
And they've been kind of going off.
Exactly. So I think with how our draft style is, he really likes the Big Ten, it seems like. I'm going to kind of go with my first person to watch at the Combine, and you kind of mentioned him earlier, Junior. Drew Allar, Penn State quarterback, extremely high upside. He was projected as a first-round draft pick going into this last offseason before Penn State shit their pants. He had ankle surgery, but he will be throwing at the Combine. So that's going to be super important to help his draft stock. He's a dark horse for me for the Cardinals to get, bro. If we get him, he's a great project. Exciting. A great project.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember watching the preseason draft rankings, and Drew Allar was like number 1 overall.
Yeah.
So he is talented, and he's had like a good year with Penn State. Penn State had this falling out with the coaching and shit, and it's not his fault. So it's kind of like that situation with Sam Levitt where he kind of lost draft stock, but he still got the talent there. And Michael Sawyer, if he loves him, then I love him. I would say that he'd probably have to sit probably most of the season though, just to
yeah.
like sit behind someone that's experienced and that can like show him the ropes. I don't think he's like a Jackson Dart type where he can kind of hop on and be amazing straight
No.
out the gates. But like Adam said, the talent is there and the ceiling, bro. Like that's what we want to look for.
Dude,
And if
honestly,
yeah,
with that, I that's all news to me, and I'm glad you brought light to me because I'm gonna look that shit up now. But that kind of reminds me of what the fucking Packers did, man, with
Yes.
Jordan Love. And
Yes.
I know Jordan Love's a
Exactly.
first round pick, but like
at the time
he wasn't seen
yeah.
as a first round pick. And then he ended up getting drafted to Green Bay, and everyone at Green Bay was like, "What the fuck?" And now look at them. If we can do that, especially because Matt LaFleur, I feel like it's his brother thing. This brother thing, they're gonna
Yeah.
they talk to each other. Obviously, they're gonna talk to each other about drafts. Like it's your brother. Like, yo, what do you think about that kid from Penn State? Like, of course they're gonna talk about it. And Rick is right. If Mike LaFleur likes him, dude, match made in heaven, bro.
Now, the toughest part right now, he's projected as a day 3 pick, 4th or 5th rounder. But if he does really good at his combine, he can go in the 3rd round. So that's why I think this is super important. But we should not let him go. If he's available in a 3rd round pick, you go get him.
Yo, we fucked up like 3 years in a row in the 3rd round. We should have taken Cam Scatterbo.
Yes.
We should have taken Cooper DeJean. And I can't remember the third one.
And we should have taken
Cooper DeJean was
the guy Shedeur Sanders. We could have taken Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur, that's right. Yeah. So like, don't mess this up. If he's available in the 3rd, I know there's some nice value guys that dropped from the 2nd. Nah, just take Drew Aller. That's your guy, and he's gonna be ours. Like, just get it done.
Yeah.
Now another Penn State cat. His name is Katron Allen. He's a running back. He was the 2nd string running back. He's projected to go higher than the 1st string running back in this draft. His production, I think he averaged like over six yards a carry or almost 6 yards a carry. Explosive north and south runner. I like him a lot. If he has a good combine, he can jump up. And then one that you guys always have been mentioning, I mentioned it earlier, all the offensive tackles, every single one of them. They can shuffle based off of how the draft combine goes. We've seen it year in and year out. Players always are like, oh, they've got really good measurables, or oh, they've got really bad measurables. And so now they fall or they rise. So that's going to be an interesting group to look at in this combine.
A crazy pick that, I mean, I'm interested in watching, but I don't know if we'll ever go that route, is Jeremiah Love, and then the 2nd string from the Fighting Irish running back. I forgot his name, but both running backs, those guys are amazing.
Oh, Price.
I forgot. Price. Both of those guys, amazing guys. Jeremiah Love, obviously top 10 pick. So you'd have to freaking, that'd be in a dream. But I want to watch their combine. I want to see how talented they are, and I really want some more juice in the backfield. I don't know what do you guys think about that?
I was gonna ask. That was my only question I brought to the podcast today. Is Jeremiah Love? What do you guys think if we drafted him at 3? And if you guys what do you guys think about it? Because he's being touted as the best player in college football to take besides Fernando Mendoza, just off of measurables and athleticism and everything alone. So what do you guys think? Is it the next Saquon Barkley? Are we passing up on Saquon?
This is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand. Yeah, all offensive linemen and edge rusher, you can't ever pass on that. That's so like high premium pick. But like Seth was saying, if he's the best college player ever, it's kind of like another Ashton Genty situation where let's pick a good running back, even though we have a shitty offensive line, and we'll have him for years to come, right?
And I think Jeremiah is better than Ashton Genty for sure.
100%. So yeah, it's definitely a risky pick. It's a risky pick, though.
I'm really weird about taking somebody that's not like a Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, you could see it was clear as day. This guy's going to be the greatest running back for the next 15 years. It's just going to happen. It's kind of like Adrian Peterson, right? I don't see that in him. Also, a big red flag for me in running backs. I can't get it out of my mind. If you have a knee brace on your knee and you're a running back, I don't want you. I don't want you. I'll take you in the 3rd round and then call it a day.
Well, another thing that's scary is, didn't he when they had that loss in the playoffs, he only had 44 rushing yards. So
wasn't great.
Like when you're playing good competition and you're not good, That's scary.
Adam's
especially in
right.
the top 10.
Saquon Barkley, I remember him in college. Everyone's like, "This dude's nuts."
Is it?
Like he's Himothy, and then
I'm
he's the only reason
fan,
Penn State
and I
was
watched
good.
him torch them, and oh snap!
Yeah,
and I was just like, "Hey, pal, you're really good. Just don't do this to my team. Like, come on now."
Yeah.
Now we're talking ourselves out of him. Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Well, I will say just a couple more players. Jacob Rodriguez, that's a player who could jump up to the second round. Would love to get him, but I don't think it's going to happen just because he's going to have a good combine. I just see it coming. We all brought up, or I showed you guys Tim Keenan the third, that defensive tackle from Bama.
I love that guy.
If he ends up being fast, like even runs a 4.940 or a 5 flat,
it's like Fletcher Cox, bro.
Buddy's gonna, yeah, exactly. Fletcher Cox, dude. He's gonna be probably a third round draft pick. Yeah. Now, do you guys have any other people?
I think we talked about a lot of the guys that I know right now, and I'm probably gonna research more of the players that I want to see in the second, third rounds. But
especially after I don't know, there's this week.
Yeah.
I'll give us two people to look at. One that I know of, one that I don't know of. There's a guy named Cassius Howell, edge from Texas A&M. He is an absolute animal. If we don't get him, if we trade down and we get an offensive tackle and then we have another first round draft pick and we want to go edge, look him up. He's going to go about 20s, early 20s or late teens. He's insane, bro. Love him. And then there's a guy, I haven't looked at him yet, but there's been a lot of talk about him. Caleb Proctor, he's a defensive lineman out of southeastern Louisiana. It's an FCS school, but his biggest game this past year was against LSU. He had like 2 sacks and a couple TFLs, went crazy. So I know it's a FCS school and Ossenfort doesn't really draft that way, but if he does, late round pick, this might be a steal to the draft.
A flyer.
So,
cool. Yeah. So that'd be really exciting. And we're definitely gonna, like Cepha said, once we see the combine, we're gonna break it down for you guys and then give you guys our picks on who we think our top 5 options are. And leave a comment. Let us know, what do you guys think the Cardinals should pick, and who do you think, is gonna be the elite option for the Cardinals this year?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, with that being said, that's the end here, boys. Now we got burnout. You know what to do, Cepha.
Yes, sir.
You know what to do. RAV4 going out. RAV4. Yeah. All right, boys. So for our listeners, burnout is essentially the section. It's the end of our podcast where we just ask random questions. Sometimes it pertains to football. Sometimes it doesn't. This week, just because I love the draft, we all love the draft, and it's a big offseason for us, this is all pertaining to the Cardinals. First and foremost, Cepha, I'll have you go first. Do we trade next year's first and Jacoby Brissett for CJ Stroud, or sign Malik Willis to a 4-year, $30 million year contract?
Realistically, I'm going to say we're going to sign Malik Willis. I would not be mad at a CJ Stroud sign and trade for sure.
If you could have either.
If I could have either, I would do I would do Malik Willis because I love the QB class next year, and if we have to fire Monty and hire a new GM next year and then draft a quarterback, I'm all for that. So
I love that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on board with the Malik Willis signing just because it gives you more flexibility of going off of him after 1 year. I want to sign him for 3 years though, but I guess 4 years, if it has to get done, would be fair.
For sure. No, I like both of those takes. That's definitely good takes, boys. Now, Junior, I'll have you go first on this one. I know you're an MHJ lover. We all are. But the Browns have checked in on him and Chris Olave. If the Browns offer us the 24th overall and their second round draft pick this year for MHJ, do we do deal or no deal?
24 and then their first or second rounder?
Yep.
I feel like it's too rich. It's too rich, man. I'd want 2 first. Maybe I'm just being like drunk, but I'd want 2 first for him just because he was a 4th overall pick and he's only had 2 years and with a shitty offensive coach.
If they
I would say
If they give us the number 6 overall, would you take it?
Damn.
Yes.
Why you gotta be like that, bro? Yeah, I would say yes. 6 overall is crazy. Like, it's crazy value.
They have
and
the
even
6th?
Yeah.
I thought they had 2 first rounders.
Oh,
yeah,
they do.
But I would say no. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay on MHJ.
Okay,
I feel like it's good. I'm gonna stay on MHJ. Like, we were crying for MHJ when we didn't have him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's keep
You're
him
right.
one more
We
year.
were crying
Just one
for
more
him.
year, man.
I remember on the draft day, we are like, Marvin Harrison or the Cardinals, and then they drafted him. We're like, yeah. For me to answer it, Adam, man, for for the 6th overall, hell yeah, trade MHJ and draft Jordan Tyson. Period. Done. Skis. I got my wide receiver figured out.
There we go. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
That's my dream scenario. Or if we could do what you guys really wanted to do, we get we get Bane at 3 and we get the tackle at 6. So
that'd be insane. That would be insane.
Getting Francis Mayoga and Bane, both of the Miami guys. No way.
And then pick up a free agent, flyer off the wide receiver. That'd be insane, bro.
All right, boys. No, I love it. I love both of your guys' takes. If I were to decide on 24 in the second for MHJ, I would even take that or the 6th overall for him. I mean, regardless, you can't go wrong, I think. But
yeah.
Okay, Sefa, what team would you rather become a dynasty? ASU football, the Diamondbacks, or the Phoenix Suns?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
Because I love football more than any sport in the world, ASU, for sure.
Okay. Junior, you can't pick the same one.
Okay. I was going to say, realistically, I would say probably Diamondbacks. I just think it's easier for them because they have a lot of good talent. They just need better coach. They got missing pieces, but I would say Diamondbacks, bro, because they have so much talent. They're the only team in the freaking state with a championship. So come on, bring them back, bro. Bring them back.
The Suns, baby. The Suns, if we stayed healthy, would be fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree.
Next year, if we have a good draft, we could really be good next year. We'll see what happens though. On to the Cupo.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Nah, that'd be crazy.
Junior, if Ossenfort has an amazing draft talent, talent-wise, but the players don't flourish in the NFL, does he get fired this next season?
I would say this year is his make or break year. So if it depends on how many wins we got. If we're in the same situation as next year, like 3-17 or whatever our schedule was, yeah, he would get fired. I really think that this year is a make or break year for him, even though the talent would be really good. I just think he has got to get it right with quarterback, and even like that's probably the main deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Rick. I think no matter what, wins or losses is the make or break for Monty. If he can't get more wins next season with everything he's been doing, then yeah, he's fired. Even if this draft does well, you're still fired because you have 15 wins as a GM. Come on, bro. Pick it up.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So barring no trades, okay, I'm going to assign each of us a pick that we have to select. You tell me the prediction for that pick, and I'll just do a day pick. Junior, you're going to do day 1 pick. Sefa, you're going to do any day 2 pick, and I'm going to do the day 3 pick. Sefa, who are you picking for the day 2 pick?
If depending on who we got in the first round, I'm hoping it's Ruben Bain. Then the top tackle available, whether that's Ian Manchor, I can't remember his last name, from Arizona State, or it's Ty Simpson if he falls to 34.
Ew. Okay.
Ew. Ew.
I would say no trades. Taking 3 overall. I'm probably gonna go with Ruben Bain.
Okay.
He's the best guy in this draft right now. I really like Francis, but you can't go wrong with defensive talent. I'm always a defensive talent at heart. But Yeah, I would go Ruben.
All right. If I'm gonna pick a day 3 pick, I'm gonna have to go with that defensive tackle from Bama, man. If
Dude,
we
he's
get him in the
amazing.
4th round,
dude. Okay,
him
imagine
and,
this.
Walter Nolan.
Yeah, him and Walter Nolan, Ruben Bain, and Josh Sweat. Bro, we're the new Eagles line, bro. Like it's insane.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need
and
that.
y'all still sleep on Darius. I still think he's talented, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
I'm gonna keep sleeping on Darius until he proves me wrong.
Darius Robinson.
Oh,
I'd have said who? I thought he said that on purpose. Who?
Savage.
Wait,
send him to the Chiefs and let him be an All-Pro, okay?
I know,
100%, bro. 100%.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, that's the end of our podcast today. It did go a little bit longer than usual, but if you are still sticking around, we appreciate you guys tuning in today. Once again, leave a like and a follow. We are on Instagram at Desert Dynasty. We are on Spotify and we are on YouTube. Tune in to us. We appreciate you guys, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend.
Hell yeah! We love
Take it easy, guys. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Leave us a subscription.
Stay sweet.
Stay sweet.
Yes, sir.
Have a good work day.
Happy Friday.
See y'all.